Hey everybody, Norm from Tested here in our studio, once again joined by Johnny, aka Sergeant Bananas, for another photography session.
Yeah.
Johnny, we built this in a past project for Tested. Kate Savicker and I took an off-the-shelf TIE fighter and kind of built up a diorama scene. And so when we heard you're coming over, we had to have you photograph it.
Yeah. This is amazing. First of all, great work. This is, when I look at something like this, a million ideas start running through my head. And if given the time, I could do so much. This is it's a diorama. It really is. But like the scene that you can get out of this, all the characters you can put in here and everything, it's kind of endless, really.
And when we set this diorama up, we had a story in our head we were trying to tell. Obviously, a crashed TIE fighter, there's some battle damage, weathering, it's old, there's moss growing on it.
Yeah.
And in watching you set up your camera and your lights, you're telling your version of the story as well.
Right, yeah.
So where do you have your lights up? What is the look you're going for?
I guess I'm going kind of for that moonlit looking vibe. Like it's at night, like it's calm. Like you'll see when you see the photo, I think it'll kind of evoke that emotion out of it. Like the way it's more of a blue tone to it. Gonna have it backlit, so like he'll be highlighted. He'll have some nice lighting on him. Also some like light leaks coming from the back as well. And then also added with a practical effect, the fog.
Now, first of all, you talk about him. There's a subject in this as well, which is the subject you brought. Because one of the things you want to put a spotlight on is in the world of collectibles and toy photography, there's a lot of aftermarket add-ons you can get.
Yeah, 100%.
And clothing is one of them. So this is amazing. This is custom-made clothing?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa. Tell me about this.
So a good friend of mine goes by CJ. He's at CJSEM on Instagram, is an amazing action figure clothing tailor. So the story behind this suit here, the ex-pilot suit, is I did a photo years ago. Basically the premise of the photo was I had a skeleton, this skeleton here, and I had him hunched over in the snow. He had the Rebel helmet on, like he had been there for a long time. He was long dead. And it's actually one of my favorite photos I've ever taken. So when we knew that I was going to come and do a segment on here, collaborated with him, and he was like, you know what, you should reshoot that. I'll make you a suit for the skeleton. Now, obviously you can see how impressive this is, but I think one of the craziest things to me about this is he didn't have a skeleton to tailor this to. He took a look at that skeleton from a picture I sent him and was like, okay. And then he made it, and then as you'll see when it's dressed, it's a perfect fit.
That's incredible.
I know, I was blown away by that.
Holy smokes. I mean, look at this, the sewing work, the patterns you must have.
Yeah.
And even the custom fabrication for the chest pack.
The weathering.
Yes,
It looks dirty, phenomenal. Like he's the best in the business at this. Hands down, his work is quality.
I've seen some of the other stuff that he's done, including like custom capes with armatures, replacement bodysuits, and just taking the off-the-shelf toy that you buy from companies like Mezco, and then you can just make them look that much better.
Yeah, it's like if you were, say you're rating a figure on a 1 to 10 system, if a figure was like maybe a 6, he'll make it a 10 after he's done with it, or a 12. So right here, for example, we have a Hasbro Black Series, a Snow Trooper, great figure. One of the knocks on this figure though would be the skirt here. The original one is a plastic. While it's pliable, it kind of does hinder the legs. So what CJ did was he made a custom skirt for it. Now, he could have just went and made it cloth and that would have called it a day, but he didn't. He added a wire into that so you can get the motion out of the skirt too. So.
And that's just lined around the end?
Yeah, it's lined on the sides, on the end, so you can really get it however you want to have it. Like if you're having him run, you could have it look like it's flowing in the wind. And then again, with the plastic one, hinder the legs. Not anymore. Like you really like took this figure, like a great figure already, and made it like an amazing figure.
And for someone like you, a toy photographer, that's priceless.
Oh yeah,
as opposed to clothing.
It's. I'm glad that he's doing what he's doing.
You also mentioned a fog effect. How are we going to achieve that?
So usually you'll see in a lot of my photos before that it has like a hazy effect or smoke or a fog or whatever you want to call it. I used a can of aerosol here. And then what I do is I basically will turn it upside down like this.
Ah, the old middle school trick.
Yes.
Freezing flowers.
And then you can see as it, and that's that.
Very
Simple
cool.
as that.
And then you're shooting, of course, remotely. You got your 10 frames a second. Everything is set up and staged.
Everything is set.
So what's left to do is just to take that photo.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Wow. Things that I can't tell here because we're much higher exposed is that you very judiciously put your lights around to hit specific points on the TIE fighter.
Yeah,
Like you said, the moonlight effect. Oh, wow. Can we take a look at some of these photos?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's take a look.
Right. So you can see it's all like up there. It's all over the place, and actually let's stop like right here. So the way I have the light positioned in the back, like you have the wing there, it's torn apart, like it got shot. Maybe that's what sent it on its demise. So I positioned a light back there, and so that's shining into the camera, which created that light leak right there, which is something that I like to do a lot. And then paired with the kind of the more subtle smoke, like this one isn't as heavy, which I like because it creates the whole effect. It has that vibe to it, right? So this is something that I'm gonna star this. This is one that I'll keep. So you go in here, and I'll go to rating, and then there we go. And then we can go back and filter through some of the other ones here.
Another thing I really like, Johnny, is that
that's a good one too.
You framed it so that it almost looks like a large format photo at this scale. Like you've pulled back, your subject doesn't dominate the frame.
Yeah. What's cool about what you guys did, I mean, it's a bigger scale. The TIE fighter is to scale with a 6-inch figure. The skeleton happens to be a little bit smaller than that. So you can really get a sense of the scale of the TIE fighter. Like obviously pulling back like that, you can see a little bit more. You can see like the wing is like, huge compared to him, and just gives you that look, And that's something I wanted to show. I didn't want to get too close on him. I just wanted, he's there. He's kind of just there, and this thing is like it tells a different story.
And this is moonlight and fog, but all the other effects that you've shown us before in terms of rain, snow, explosions could apply, and there's an infinite way to
I really actually think in addition to the fog, like if I had both, I would do both. I would do a fog kind of across the ground and then a light rain going, coming down, and I think that would really complement the scene. When I look at that, those are the things that run through my head, and it just keeps going. Like I'll think, okay, I got one of him. Maybe I want to put Old Man Luke in there. Maybe some Porgs in there hanging out with him. Maybe Rey, Kylo. Because it's a Force Awakens TIE fighter. So
that's just so much fun. Thank you so much, Johnny, for once again sharing with us your process and fulfilling the destiny of this diorama. Yeah, we got to have you back.
Absolutely, anytime.
Awesome. Great to see you.
You too.